Before you go looking outside for proof, pause for a moment and sit with this. What you hope to see in the world does not begin in the world. It begins in you. First as a feeling, first as a quiet decision, first as an inner position so subtle that most people miss it completely. Then, after that, life starts moving, not before. That is why this moment matters. This is not just another morning, it is a handoff, a silent crossing point between the version of you that kept repeating old patterns and the version now starting to think, feel, and stand differently inside. Stay with this, because this part changes everything. You are not here to force the day into shape. You are not here to fight every problem before breakfast. You are not here to run after what you want as if it is far away. You are here to become inwardly familiar with a different state, a calmer one, a clearer one, a steadier one, the state where what you want no longer feels absent, but near, already moving, already arranging itself where your eyes cannot yet see. That is the deeper shift. Life does not begin out there and travel inward. It begins within and then appears outside in form, event, timing, and circumstance. So let the pressure drop, let the noise settle, let this morning be used on purpose. Something real can change here, long before the world gives you evidence. And once that inner change becomes stable, the outer world starts catching up in ways that feel natural, quiet, and strangely exact. Every morning opens a small space before the old story rushes back in. Before the messages, the duties, the expectations, the memory of yesterday, there is a window. Most people waste it without knowing. They wake up and immediately pick up the same emotional weight they carried the day before. Same stress, same worry, same inner argument, same familiar identity. Then they step into the day already shaped by the past and wonder why life keeps echoing back the same kind of experience. But it does not have to happen that way. This is important, so really hear it. The state you enter first becomes the lens through which the rest of the day gets filtered. If you begin from tension, the mind searches for more tension. If you begin from fear, it finds reasons to stay afraid. If you begin from quiet trust, the whole day feels different even before anything major changes. Conversations soften, reactions slow down, small openings appear, solutions arrive with less force. Hard moments do not disappear, but they land differently because you are not meeting them from the same old place. Morning is not just the start of a schedule, it is a reset, a clean field, a point of choice, and your power lives in that choice more than most people ever realize. You are not deciding every detail of the day. You are deciding the inner ground you will stand on while the details unfold. That changes more than effort alone ever can. It changes perception, tone, action, and response. And from there, it changes results over time. An assumption is not just a thought passing through your head. It is deeper than that. It is a position you keep returning to until it starts feeling normal. It is the silent statement underneath your words. This is how life goes for me. This is what I expect. This is who I am. Once that inner statement hardens into familiarity, the mind begins organizing around it. It filters events through it. It notices what confirms it. It interprets neutral moments as support for it. That is why two people can walk through the same day, meet the same type of situation, and come away with totally different experiences. They were not living from the same inner place. One was expecting trouble. The other was expecting movement. One was carrying lack. The other was carrying quiet sufficiency. And life mirrored each one with precision. Not emotionally, not personally, just accurately. That is why the small inner shift matters so much. Instead of saying, I hope today goes well, there is a stronger place to stand. Something like, things usually work out for me. I move through life supported. I do not need to fear every step. Those simple inner positions change the emotional climate of the day, and when the climate changes, the experience changes with it. Do not miss this. You do not have to feel dramatic certainty. You do not need fireworks. You need steadiness. You need repetition. You need the willingness to return to a chosen inner posture until it stops feeling like a technique and starts feeling like your natural way of being. That is when the outer world begins to rearrange without strain. Many people think change comes from trying harder on the outside, more effort, more control, more planning, more checking, more emotional pushing. But if the deeper inner position stays the same, the results do not hold for long. You can repeat positive words all day, but if the real feeling underneath is still doubt, life responds to the deeper layer. Surface effort cannot fully override a hidden assumption that has not moved. That is why willpower often feels exhausting. It is trying to force outcomes while the inner self is still telling a different story. Real change is simpler than that, though not always easier. It begins when you stop wrestling the reflection and turn toward the source. If life feels heavy, delayed, or resistant, it is not always because something outside is against you. Often it is because an old inner pattern is still being mirrored back with perfect consistency. That realization is not meant to blame you, it is meant to free you. Because if the source is within, then the shift can begin within too. You do not have to chase the world into cooperation. You adjust the state you are living from. Then your choices change, your reactions change, your tone changes, your energy changes, and from there, the world has something different to reflect. Confidence produces confident action, clarity produces clear action, peace produces cleaner decisions. Action becomes the expression of your state, not the substitute for it. This is where life starts feeling less like a fight and more like alignment, less pushing, more allowing, less chasing, more becoming. One of the mind's oldest habits is waiting for proof before allowing certainty. It says, I will relax when I see the result, I will believe when the sign appears, I will feel secure when the facts change. But that order keeps people stuck for years because the outer world reflects the inner state already held. If the inner state stays uncertain, the outer world keeps echoing delay. This is the turn most people never make. First comes the inner decision, then comes the outer evidence, not the other way around. A real decision is rarely loud. It is usually quiet. It happens when you stop arguing with possibility and begin settling into a conclusion, not forcing, not pretending, just deciding inwardly that you are no longer available for the old position. You are no longer rehearsing the old fear. You are no longer asking over and over whether things can shift. You are choosing to stand differently now. And once that happens, something inside begins to calm. The need to keep checking starts to fade. The urge to search for reassurance weakens. You stop scanning every detail for signs because the inner answer has already started forming. This is powerful, very powerful, because life reflects stability more quickly than intensity. When your inner state says this is moving, even if I cannot see it yet, your whole system behaves differently. Your attention loosens, your body softens, your reactions stop chasing, and what felt blocked often begins opening, not because you forced it open, but because you stopped feeding the state that kept it closed. Watch this in your own life. The sequence never lies. Inner position first, visible result after. This is why the past only stays powerful when you keep carrying it into the present. Old disappointments, old failures, old conversations, old fears. They do not control today by themselves. They control today only when they are replayed again and again until they become the emotional starting point of the moment you are in now. And if that has been happening, it still does not mean you are stuck. It means you have been practicing a state without realizing it. That practice can be changed. This is the good news hidden inside all of this. You are not condemned by yesterday. You are conditioned by repetition, and repetition can be redirected. The moment you stop introducing the past as the authority over your current identity, its grip starts loosening. Not all at once, but truly. You no longer need to build your day around what has already happened. You can build it around who you choose to be now. That is the deeper use of a morning. Not just getting ready, repositioning. Not just waking up, re-entering life from a cleaner inner place. And it does not need to be complicated. A few steady minutes can change the tone of hours. A quiet inner sentence can redirect a whole day. A repeated feeling of trust can interrupt a pattern that once looked permanent. Keep listening, because this is where many people give up too early. They think nothing changed because the world did not instantly transform. But outer change often lags behind inner movement. The seed is not false because the tree is not visible yet. Stay with the shift. Keep the new position warm. Let consistency do the work that force never could. The deeper point is not just to get a better day, it is to become a different version of yourself in a stable way. A powerful assumption is rarely about one event. It is about identity. Not, I hope something nice happens today, but I am someone life responds well to. I am someone who meets the day with steadiness. I am someone for whom support, guidance, and good timing are normal. That kind of inner statement changes perception first, then emotion, then behavior, then outcomes. This is how identity shapes experience. You notice different things, you speak differently, you hesitate less, you recover faster, you stop treating every challenge as proof that something is wrong. Instead, you begin moving as someone who expects resolution. The outer world reads that shift through your tone, your timing, your decisions, and your level of openness. Then the mirror starts reflecting back what matches. Small confirmations appear, a smoother conversation, a useful idea at the right moment, a delay that ends, a chance meeting, a solution that feels almost too simple. None of that is random when it becomes repeated. It is the outer expression of a changed inner arrangement. And yes, sometimes the old state will try to return. It may speak with a familiar voice. It may say nothing is happening. It may ask for proof. Let it speak if it wants. But do not move in with it. Do not hand it the steering wheel again. Let the new state be chosen more often, more calmly and more deliberately until it becomes your center of gravity. That is when the shift stops being temporary and starts becoming your life. Gratitude matters here too, but not in the shallow way people often use it. Not as forced politeness, not as pretending everything is perfect when it clearly is not. The kind of gratitude that changes you is quieter than that. It feels like inner completion before visible completion. It is the emotional tone of already being held, already being guided, already being on the way to what is right for you. This kind of gratitude softens impatience. It reduces resistance. It loosens the need to control every step. And in that relaxed state, you stop choking the process with constant doubt. This is a key part of alignment. You are no longer living as the person still begging the world to deliver. You are beginning to live as the person who trusts that the movement has already started. That trust changes everything. It changes your breathing, your body, your words, your expectations, the world you notice. And if you hold that state consistently, even imperfectly, it starts becoming your new baseline. That is the part many people overlook. Change is not built by one bright emotional moment. It is built by the repeated return to a chosen state until that state feels normal. A single decision revisited daily becomes identity. Identity repeated becomes experience. Experience repeated becomes a new life pattern. So if you are waiting for one dramatic sign before you allow yourself to feel better, release that habit now. Feel the shift first. Let the inner posture come before the proof. Let your state lead. Then let life respond to what you are no longer afraid to embody. There is a quiet power in no longer needing urgency. The world often trains people to think speed equals truth, panic equals seriousness, and struggle equals progress. But many of the deepest shifts happen in stillness. They happen when you stop broadcasting confusion into every moment. They happen when you stop asking life the same frightened question over and over. They happen when you become simple within yourself. This does not mean passive. It means settled. It means your inner story is no longer split between desire and doubt, because delay often comes from inner conflict. One part of you reaches for something new, while another part keeps kneeling before the old version of reality. That split sends mixed signals into your own experience. But alignment begins when those parts stop arguing, when your desire and your self-concept start speaking the same language, when what you want and who you believe you are no longer stand on opposite sides. Then action feels natural, waiting feels lighter, timing stops feeling like an enemy. You are not trying to become worthy of the result through stress. You are being the version of yourself to whom the result belongs. That is the new look your life begins taking on from the inside first. Cleaner, calmer, less desperate, more direct, more certain without noise. If this is landing with you, do not just admire the idea. Use it. Tomorrow morning, before the day claims your mind, step into the feeling of already being guided, already being supported, already moving in the right direction. Let that be the first emotional signature of the day. Do it again the next morning and the next. Watch what starts changing, first in you, then around you. So in the end, it comes back to one clear truth. Your inner state is not a side detail. It is the starting point. What you repeatedly assume, feel, and accept inside becomes the pattern life reflects in time. If you wait for the world to convince you first, you stay in waiting. If you decide inwardly first and remain steady there, life begins arranging itself around that decision. That is the shift. That is the law hidden in plain sight. Not magic in the childish sense, not blind fantasy, but the precise relationship between inner identity and outer experience. Once you understand that, you stop living as an audience member watching life happen to you. You begin living as a participant in what takes shape through you. So stop asking the outer world for permission to feel certain. Stop making visible proof the gatekeeper of your peace. Decide first, calmly, quietly, repeatedly. Let certainty live within you before it appears around you. Let trust become your first response instead of your last resort. Let the day begin from a new center and then keep going from there. Not with force, not with drama, with consistency. Because consistency turns a passing thought into a lived identity, and identity is what the world answers. You do not need to chase every result. You do not need to argue with every delay. You do not need to carry yesterday into today. You need an inner decision that stays, a state that stabilizes, a simple willingness to remain aligned long enough for life to mirror it. If this message connected with you, hold on to it and return to it in the morning. Listen again. Let it sink deeper. Because the moment the inner decision becomes steady, the outer world starts moving, and what once felt far away begins coming toward you.